Is this the new prime rib at a fraction of the cost? Let's find out. Welcome to the Salt and Pepper, where we cook for real life using real food and we keep it real simple. And today's recipe, and I'm gonna put that in quotes because really, it's not really a recipe as much as a cooking technique, is for this picanha roast. And let me tell you, it is so amazing. I compare it to a prime rib, but better. And I'm gonna get into that in a little bit because this is amazing to me. So what the picanha is a sirloin cap cut. And if you've had it at a nice restaurant, a nice steakhouse, it's a really tender but deliciously beefy flavored cut of steak. When you air fry it, and that's the cooking method, when you air fry it and you air fry it as a whole roast, it literally melts in your mouth and has the delicious flavoring of the big, thick fat cap on top. And it is like a prime rib, but it's only a fraction of the cost. And that is what's amazing about this. It's one of our favorite cuts. Now, let me get into how to prepare it because I do think that this is important and you want to plan ahead for this recipe because you want to have it rubbed with your seasoning blend, which you could use whatever you wanted, and you want to refrigerate it overnight, okay? So I'm going to go over how to do that. The first thing you're going to do is take your picanha roast and you are going to rub it all over. Okay, sides, bottom, top, with your rub. I use coarse restaurant grade pepper and sea salt. That's what I use. And I use equal amounts. And I use about a tablespoon and a tablespoon, okay? And then I liberally just put it all over the roast. Then once you do that, place the roast onto a rack like this, okay? And then put the rack on a tray. Put that tray into your refrigerator and do not cover it. The idea is that it is going to be a dry brine. Any juices are going to drip down to the tray, and then you're going to have a nice dry cut of meat that we then air fry, which ends up amazingly delicious with a perfectly crispy fat cap. I mean, you're just going to love this, okay? Now, I've already done the rubbing, and I've already done the refrigerating. So this is what it's going to look like. And there is a difference in the texture, definitely. This becomes hard, okay? And I keep it in the refrigerator for at least 8 hours, so at least overnight. However, you could leave it in the refrigerator for 24, even 48 hours before you cook it, and that's not going to be any problem. Don't go much longer than that, though. 48 hours is probably tops that you want to leave it in there. All right, so now we don't have to even preheat the air fryer, although you could if you wanted to. It's not gonna make a difference in this recipe. We're gonna go on 400 degrees and we're gonna air fry for 30 minutes. Now I have a probe in here and the probe is gonna let me know what the temperature is. But I have done this so many times that you don't have to worry about that because the beauty about the picanha roast is yes, they do vary in weight a little bit, but they do not vary in shape. And so I have gotten 3-pound picanha roast and I've gotten 2-pound picanha roast and they cook at the same time. Unless you have something really big, which I think the upper limits of weight are probably about 3.5 pounds. And that's kind of pushing it. You may have to add a little bit of time onto your 30 minutes. But in my experience, because the shape is the same basically, I've not had to do that. Now keep in mind, my preference for the cooked temperature is going to be medium rare to rare. I'm on the rare side, okay, of the fence here. So that's the cooking time for that. If you like it more medium, or medium well, or even well done. It's your roast, cook it how you want it, but add time to it or monitor it with a thermometer, okay? We're also gonna let it sit in the air fryer after we are finished the time to let it finish cooking and just kind of everything settles and our resting period is in the hot air fryer. Now, one thing I will say is I'm gonna use the Ninja Combi just because I love it. It has a great tray, it's a great size for this, but you could use any air fryer as long as your picanha roast fits in the air fryer. So even if you have a basket style, you're gonna be fine. Now, the thing about timing with an air fryer is pay attention to the overall space in your air fryer. So the larger the air fryer, like air fryer ovens, they're gonna require a little bit higher of a temperature to get the same crisping effect on the outside of the meat, especially the fat cap. If you have a smaller, compact drawer type, a basket style, you may need to bump your heat down to 375 because your heating element is going to be a little bit closer to the top, okay? Now, you don't have to decide that at the beginning. You can always open up the air fryer and see how the top is going, midway through and make adjustments as you go. So those are just some little things about air frying. Now, let's just get it in there and start air frying so you can see how amazing this turns out. All right, we finished our 30 minutes of air frying at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. If you're monitoring the internal temperature of your PICANHA roast like I am, do not be shocked that your temperatures have only reached about 100 degrees. That is where you want it to be after 30 minutes of air fry time at 400 degrees Fahrenheit if you want to serve it medium rare to rare like I do. Because now we are doing nothing. Do not open up the air fryer. Do not pull out the basket. Leave it in the hot air fryer for 15 minutes at least, okay? This is gonna do a couple of things. Number one, it's gonna finish cooking it, okay? Because right now it would be very rare, okay? It's like 100 degrees. Mine's now up to 110, so it does go up pretty quickly. But the other thing is if you bring it out to rest, like we rest all pieces of meat, especially beef, we rest it for 5-10 minutes before we slice it, right? Well, if you brought it out, it's gonna not have as much carryover heat as if you leave it in the hot oven. So that's why we leave it in there, the hot air fryer. The other thing is, because it is a roast and it is not a steak, it has less surface area. You are gonna have more carryover cooking inside, okay? So normally we say it's gonna carry over and increase the temp 5 to 10 degrees in 10 minutes, right? That's normally the rule of thumb when you're resting a steak. But for a roast, whether it's a pork roast or a beef roast, doesn't matter. If it's cylindrical in shape, which this one's kind of an oblong, kind of little cylindrical, it will raise 15 to 20 degrees while it rests, okay? Then you add the hot oven and it's gonna go up just a little bit more than that. So at the end, I'm gonna have my perfectly medium rare to rare PICANHA roast. And you'll see, it works. Okay, it's been 15 minutes. My temperature went from just under 100 degrees to 134.5, which guess what? Is perfect for medium rare. Now, there will be some differences because there's a smaller end and a larger end. So right around here is gonna be your rarest point, okay? And then here it's gonna be a little bit more done. So if I start to slice from one end and you say, oh, that's overcooked, because I always get those comments, as I get down into the middle, it's not gonna be overcooked. And of course, it's your roast, so you cook it how you want. If you wanna take it out after 10 minutes, go ahead. It's perfectly fine. All right. This just looks so amazing. I mean, really, it is so amazing. Oh my gosh. This is my favorite cut of beef these days. Now, the big thing is, how do we cut it? Because we want to have a tender cut with a nice fat cap on top. And there is a grain, and the grain changes in the PICANHA roast. So it's not like I can say, slice it this way all the time, or slice it this way all the time. And it doesn't really matter, because if you slice it here and the grain is going this way, and you slice it down here, when you serve it, you're gonna be cutting against the grain anyway. So even if you cut with the grain, as you slice it, you're gonna cross cut it, right? If you have a big piece. Or you can start here and do smaller pieces. So it's really up to you. And I'm just gonna go ahead and start cutting into it. But first, let's take the thermometer out. This is the probe, and it got up to 135.1. That was the end, and now it's down, of course, because I took it out, it's down to 115. So that's probably the peak amount before it would stop raising. And see how much it went up, because it's this cylindrical shape, and that has a lot more carryover heat. And so keep that in mind as you're cooking, okay? And take that tip and apply it to your pork roast too. All right, so let's do it this way. Let's go ahead and take one slice right here. Now, once you bring it out, you don't have to let it rest again because we already did that, okay? So it's not gonna ooze all the juices out or anything like that. All right, so let's go ahead and just take one slice. Now, I like to slice these kind of on the thin side, but because this is the end, I made it a little bit thicker. Look at that. Oh my gosh, it is so perfect. So the grain is going this way, but when I eat it, I'm gonna cut it like this. And so it's gonna be against the grain. It's gonna be delicious. Now, the thing that I asked in the very beginning of the video is this the new prime rib? And what I love about a prime rib is, of course, it's tender, it's really flavorful, and it has a nice fat cap. What I don't like about a prime rib is a lot of times it's too fatty on the inside, and I don't like that. I don't like to have globs of fat on the inside, but the outside is perfectly fine. So that's why I compare this to a prime rib, because we've got this beautiful crispy fat cap, but we've got a leaner cut on the inside, which I think is just the best eating experience for beef. So let me go ahead and take a little bit here. And look, don't cut the fat cap off. If you want to trim it, don't. Just don't even do it, okay? And we're gonna take this bite. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Oh my. Okay, amazing, absolutely amazing. This is my go-to anytime I want to make a beef roast and cut it like a steak and have it rare. This is my go-to. I absolutely love it, and I hope you guys give it a try in your air fryer because it's amazing.